Welcome to this full body morning flow. Really, you could do it any time of the day. We're going to be focusing on releasing tension, opening up space, and inviting in energy. No props are necessary unless you'd like to use some here today. We're going to start with all the toes tucked under in a toe stand. If you notice heat building in the body as you're in this toe stand, maybe using the breath to exhale that out, releasing the tension through the breath. Almost done, just a few more seconds here. So as you're ready, shifting here, stretching through the fronts of the ankles, so untucking the toes, and then maybe coming back, lifting the knees up. If this is too intense, maybe resting knees on a blanket here. Creating space and releasing that here as you're ready, coming forward to all fours. As you come to all fours, making any adjustments, moving in any way that feels good for your body as you get onto your fours here. And then coming into cat, cows. As you inhale, opening through the front of the body, belly down towards the mat. And exhale, rounding through the back, opening up through the shoulder blades. Pressing into the palms and the tops of the feet. Moving with the breath here. Just staying with the practice. Observing the breath, observing the body. Notice how you're feeling today and honoring whatever it is that comes up for you. As you're ready, taking a forearm stretch here, so coming back to all fours, and then flipping the hands, fingers pointing towards your body. Either staying up if that's enough, or if you don't feel stretched through the forearms, pressing firmly through those palms, sitting back towards the heels with tucked or untucked toes. Breathing in space here. Releasing any tension from those shoulders. Softening the face. As you're ready, coming forward, untucking the toes if they were tucked, walking hands behind you. Imagine hugging shoulder blades together, elbows coming together, chest lifted, keeping that neck open but chin still slightly tucked. And practicing our Kapalabhati breathing here, so those rapid breaths, exhaling through the nose quickly, inhale happens automatically, starting this movement from the belly. Continue that breathing here, a few more rounds. Last few seconds here. Continue pressing that belly in as you exhale. And then taking a deep inhale, maybe resting that head and neck back, taking a full body stretch. Softening the breath once again. Noticing how you feel. As you're ready, making your way into a downward facing dog, taking as much time as you need here to get into that space. As you get into downward facing dog, pedaling out those feet. Maybe taking your time and holding one knee bent, pressing into the opposite heel. Switching as you'd like. Waking up the whole body. Begin to feel the backs of the thighs begin to open up. Starting to create more warmth through the body, kicking that right leg back, flexing the foot, and then left leg, keeping the foot flexed the entire time here, alternating, engaging the back body and the leg as you kick one leg up, then the other. Arms and upper body strong here, alternating, kicking up and controlled movement down, kicking up and controlled down. Last time. Starting to engage the core now between each kick, bending the knees, hovering here. As you kick, imagine the standing leg heel going down towards that mat. Continue bending those knees, core engaged between each kick. Just a few more seconds here, warming up that whole body. And then coming back to down dog, making your way forward, sinking hips to heels, coming into a child's pose, just checking in with how the body's feeling after that movement, letting everything settle here. On your next inhale, we'll be making our way to all fours and then stepping that left foot forward, toes pointed towards the top of the mat, back leg coming into a modified extended side angle. If you'd like, taking little pulses here, engaging the legs as you do so to support the body. Lifting up and out of that bottom shoulder, rotating the chest open. Taking an opposite side of the body stretch. So bringing that right arm down, left arm reaching towards the opposite end of the mat, toes and hands reaching to opposite sides here, maybe looking up towards that top arm. Breathing into that side body, engaging the side body to lift up and out of that bottom knee. No pressure here. As you're ready, coming into Skandasana, so bringing that top arm down, bending into that left leg, right leg extended. And then taking a bit of time here, making whatever movements you'd like, maybe pointing and flexing the toes of that extended leg. Notice how that changes the sensation of the stretch. If you'd like, taking a bind here. As you're ready, shifting over and doing that sequence on the opposite side. So toes pointed towards the back of the mat, Coming into that modified extended side angle, engaging the core to lift up out of the side body. Maybe taking some pulses, engaging the legs, pressing through that front heel if you're bouncing a little up and back. Reaching through that extended arm and the fingertips. And then bringing that arm down, taking that opposite side stretch. Once again, engaging the core, lifting up and out, no pressure on that bottom knee. Breathing into the side body. As you're ready, moving into your Skandasana. So bending that knee, sinking the hips down, maybe using the hands for support. If you'd like, pointing and flexing the toe of that extended leg. If you'd like, taking a bind. Lifting tall through that spine as much as you can, chest opening. As you're ready, making your way into a wide-legged forward fold. On an inhale, finding length, wrists under the shoulders, and exhale, folding forward. Pressing firmly into the feet, opening up through the backs of the legs. One more breath here. And inhale, finding that length through the spine once again, maybe wagging your tail. Notice the sensation in the hips as you do this. And then taking a goddess stance with the bottom half of the body. So if you need to, heel toe those feet in, toes pointed out, heels in. Taking a few bounces here, engaging the legs. And then taking some twists. One shoulder forward and then the other, moving with the breath. Exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. And last twist here. As you come up, straightening those legs, coming back to that forward fold. And then shifting the feet, coming into a tree pose. If you'd like, looking down to the ground for stability as we sweep that arm and that hand in a big circle, moving in either direction here. Taking full breaths, reaching through the fingertips, pressing firmly through both feet. And then inhale, reaching that arm all the way up. On an exhale, coming out, planting that hand down. Hands on either side of that front foot, and then coming into a pyramid pose. If you like, shortening your stance here. Lengthening through the spine. And then once again, maybe creating movement here. If you'd like, bending that back knee, slightly sinking back. And then pressing forward. Or just holding it there in a pyramid, rounded spine. The option is yours. And if you haven't already, once again, maybe playing around with that movement, bending back knee, then front knee. Moving in whatever way feels good for you. And then from that pyramid pose, coming forward, lifting lifting back leg up into a standing split. As you exhale, knee coming to the back of the opposite calf. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bending, squatting down, almost as in a one-legged chair. Alternating with the breath here. Inhale, lifting the leg. Exhale, bending. If you can, moving with a flat back. Pointing those toes behind you. And then stepping back, moving all the way over to the opposite side, coming into this sequence on the opposite side, so coming into a triangle pose. As you come into that tree pose, once again, making those big circles in either direction, really reaching through the fingertips, pressing firmly through both feet, legs engaged. Taking those big circles, inhale the arm up, reaching high. One more breath. And as you exhale, circling that arm back down, hands on either side of that foot, coming into a pyramid pose if you need to, shortening your stance, finding length through the spine on an inhale. And rounding through the back as you exhale, tucking the chin towards the chest. Once again, if you'd like, experimenting with movement here or holding it for a few breaths, pressing firmly into both heels. If you haven't started that movement, begin to alternate here, bending back knee in and then front knee. Extending the opposite leg. Moving with the breath. Feeling through the whole back of each leg. And then coming forward into that standing split. Exhale, bending both knees, sinking down. Inhale, standing split. Alternating here, warming up the body, extending and then bending, balancing here, staying present with the body, moment to moment, stepping that foot back, coming back into that wide leg forward fold. As you're ready, heel toe those feet towards each other. If you need to, taking a bend in the knees, coming into gorilla pose, so lifting one foot as you slide the hand under, toes all the way towards the wrist, and then the other hand, maybe wiggling your toes, massaging the hands, letting the upper body become heavy. Carefully releasing those hands, taking a deeper forward fold, hips reaching up, maybe holding on to the backs of the legs, crown of the head towards the mat. Just allow yourself to feel through the whole pose here. And then releasing those hands, bring them to the hips, slowly coming up with a long spine. Coming into a balancing posture here, rooting down through the soles of the feet, all four corners. Stacking the spine long, crown of the head reaching up. Taking a few full body breaths. Imagine inhaling through the soles of the feet all the way up to the top of the head. Exhaling from the top of the head all the way down and out through the feet. And then shifting your weight over into your right foot, coming into a tree pose. Either placing that foot to the inside of the leg, above or below the knee, or top of the foot coming towards the left hip crease, or that opposite hip crease. If it feels okay with the knee, pressing that foot into the leg, leg into the foot, palms together in front of the chest. On your next breath, releasing that foot back down. Finding your center. Coming on to the opposite side, palms together in front of the chest, stacking the spine, pressing foot into leg, leg into foot, spreading the sole of the foot that's grounding down through the mat. Breathing here. Carefully releasing here, taking your time. And then coming to face forwards to the top of your mat. On an inhale, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, planting those palms, step, hopper, walk back to plank. Slowly lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. Whichever version of this posture you're in, engaging the back body, pressing firmly into those feet, hugging the legs inwards, back body engaged. One more breath. And release. Left cheek towards the mat, arms resting by your sides, palms face up, letting the heels fall away from each other. As you're ready, making your way up onto your forearms here, and then bringing left arm around the front of the mat. Drawing the right heel towards the hip, taking a stretch here. In either position, maybe that heel's back and you're not reaching it with a hand, that's okay. Or maybe you are, maybe even flipping your grip. Breathing in space to the front of that leg. Lifting up and out of that shoulder that you're leaning on. And releasing. And now switching to the opposite side, right arm across the mat, reaching back towards the left foot, heel coming towards that hip. Maybe flipping your grip here. Continue lifting up and out of that shoulder. Breathing into the stretch. And releasing, this time resting onto that right cheek, arms by your sides, palms face up, heels resting away from each other, back body completely rested. Deep breaths. And staying present with the body through each breath, through each movement. Making your way up here onto all fours. On an exhale, right knee coming towards the right wrist into a pigeon. An option to stay in pigeon here, or lifting that back foot up, maybe reaching back with right hand, or both hands, pressing foot into the hands, lifting the chest, sinking the hips down, spreading those toes wide. If you'd like, staying here, or in the next few breaths, releasing that leg back down, coming into pigeon. Maybe resting arms down, forehead to the mat, or on stacked arms. Breathing into any tension through that hip. And the next breath here, begin to make your way up. And then coming onto that right hip as you sweep the legs in front of you, bending the knees. And then reaching to either side of that left leg, if you can, extending it out, bending it, extend, bend. Just playing around here. Maybe opening the knee slightly to the side and then towards the chest. Notice how it feels. Extending the leg, pressing through both heels, finding light through that spine. As you're ready, coming to the other side. Once again, bending that knee and then pressing the heel as you push the foot out. Maybe experimenting with different movements of the knee, the hip. And then extending that leg, taking a deep breath. And on your next exhale, releasing that foot down. And then coming forward into a plank. Back to all fours. And exhale, left knee towards that left wrist. Coming back to pigeon. Once again, if you'd like, staying here or reaching back to that right foot. Maybe grasping on with both hands, pressing foot or ankle into hands. Lifting the chest, sinking the hips down. Either staying here or, if you'd like, melting through into that pigeon pose. Resting forehead on the mat or stacked arms. As you're ready, coming up into reverse tabletop, once again creating some heat, planting those feet, lifting up and down, squeezing up, down. 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue squeezing as you come up here, pressing through those feet, feeling the heat build. Holding it there. Breathing deep. Almost there. And continue pulsing here. Continue pressing through those heels. Back body engaged. Lifting up. Chin tucked. Squeezing here. Almost there. And planting down, coming into boat pose, taking any variation here, chest lifted, core engaged, drawing shoulder blades towards each other, pointing through the toes, spreading those toes wide. As you're ready, releasing those legs back down, making your way onto your back, hugging knees into the chest, maybe taking rock side to side, massaging the back body. Coming into our last posture before Shavasana. So the body nice and warm, lifting the hips up, and then coming into shoulder stand just for a moment. As you move your way through into plow pose, reaching those legs behind you, tucking the toes on the floor if you can, pressing through the heels. Arms released behind you, palms face down. If there's too much tension in the back body, coming out of this pose. Or if you're here, holding it here, continue pressing through those heels, finding space. And then bending the knees, very slowly rolling the spine down. Taking your time out of this pose. As you come out, extending the legs fully, coming into Shavasana pose, our final resting pose. If you'd like, taking any other final movements. And then joining me here on your back, palms face up. Allow all the work that we've done settle into the body. Observing how you're feeling here. Allow the whole body to become heavy on the mat. Releasing here. Feeling completely supported. Deeply relaxing. And either staying in Shavasana or begin to bring movement back to the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Inhaling the arms overhead. Bending the knees and rolling on to your side. As you're ready, pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Sitting long through the spine as you inhale, arms reaching overhead, exhaling down, sealing in your practice. Namaste.